All right, so this is our room. It's made up of completely downloaded models. The room is from Megascans. I believe some of these materials are from Megascans. The furniture is just whatever I could find. I have modeled the Victrola over. Remodeled that, re-UV'd that, but everything else is pretty much as it is as I found it. Can change, adjust, replace everything, but the main purpose of this wasn't what could I model, what could I texture, as much as what could I set up and what sort of experience could we make. So right now I've got the Unity background to black. I've got a directional light that's got like a slightly blue tint to it. I would love to make it to where you could see out the windows, and it was obviously we'd have a part of the experience where you can do something and it will change the time of day, and we would see the sun come up or whatnot. We'll change the time of day with this. That'll probably be the next thing I do on this, is because that would be different. That would be different game mechanic than what I've got going on right now. But we've got I think a fairly nifty little room that's got some interest to it, especially when we add a character or two in here. The only mechanic I've got right now is the same for the fireplace and the Victrola. You enter a trigger and it will activate a timeline. Unity timeline simply says, hey, you have events that you want to take place. You've told me when you want these to happen and how you want these to happen through prefabs and various settings. And when you hit this trigger, I'm going to start those events in motion. I'm going to set them off. And so like in the Victrola, we'll walk over, we'll get into the trigger, the handle will spin, the record will spin, and the audio will play. And the audio is set up for 3D, which means the further away we get, the music will start, the audio will fade away. It'll start to fade off. Same thing with the fireplace. When we get close to the fire, the flames will start, the audio will start, and there will be a flickering light that comes along with it. There's obviously no logs in the fireplace right now. That's something I just now noticed I don't have, so I can get some of that. But there's a bunch more props that would be needed to really flush this room out. And I like how the roof is. I like having the windows up on the top, like this is a side room off to the side of this mansion or whatnot. What I do not like is that I've got the wallpaper. Now, I've seen some folks who have done Victorian rooms like this before, and they do that. I will change that with probably a wood or maybe even a leather. I've seen that. But we'll do something like that where I only want the wallpaper on the walls. But here is, here's the Victrola. And now we'll do the fireplace. So that mechanic could be used to do a lot of different things. Open and close doors, have characters change behavior. You step into this trigger, it causes this to happen, and now all of a sudden the character now is standing up, walks over to you and asks you a pre-recorded question, right? They're not really making decisions. They're just doing the next thing in the schedule of events that you've set up. And if you're laying out an experience, you can decide what that's going to be. So that is something worth experimenting with. If we can use kit bashing like this that allows more time to be spent into making the character. You've got some sort of old steampunk Victorian looking guy in here. Maybe in another room there's a woman in a super cool dress, right? The big floofy Sherlock Holmes looking dresses and stuff like that. We'll have a little mystery go on, and just 10-minute thing that you have to discover, and it just shows off some little things that you can do. And obviously a lot of little PC games, a lot of little mobile games do this sort of thing, but it would be fun to do a little room like this in VR. And I guess in many ways this is kind of like an escape room. You've got little gimmicks, you've got little mechanics, you've got little things that you're doing along the way. But that is where it is at the moment.